The phone vibrated on the nightstand, a harsh buzz slicing through the pre-dawn silence. My heart lurched as I fumbled for it. The glow of the screen stung my heavy, sleep-filled eyes. A single text from Lily, my fiancé. I'm 8 weeks pregnant. You will pay child support. The words seared into my mind, sharp and cold as a blade. Pregnant? Child support? My pulse thundered, confusion mingling with a sickening dread. We hadn't been intimate in months, not since her late nights at the office began, excuses piling up like unpaid bills. I stared at the message, the shadows of the room pressing against me, heavy with questions I wasn't ready to ask. The apartment was still, save for the faint hum of the refrigerator, a distant pulse in the quiet. I sat up, the bed sheets cool against clammy skin, reading the text again. My thumb hovered over the reply button, but no words came. Lily was asleep in the next room, or so I thought. Her insistence on separate beds, lately, had been chalked up to needing space. Space. That word had been a splinter under my skin for weeks, vague but persistent. I swung my legs over the bed's edge. The hardwood floor was icy beneath my feet. Tiptoeing to the living room, my eyes fell on her phone, lying on the coffee table, a silent sentinel. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. Her lock screen yielded to my trembling fingers. Her password hadn't changed since we met. The messages were open, a thread with Evan glowing at the top. My stomach twisted as I scrolled. Miss you already, she wrote last night. Can't wait for tomorrow, he replied, heart emoji glowing like a punch. My breath caught. Evan, her coworker, the friend she'd mentioned too often, the one her eyes darted from when I asked too many questions. The text stretched back weeks. Intimate, playful, damning. My knees buckled. I sank onto the couch, leather creaking under my weight. The truth pressed down on me like a weight I couldn't carry, yet it crushed me anyway. Morning light bled through the curtains, gray and unforgiving. I heard her stirring, the soft shuffle of slippers on the floor. My heart pounded, torn between rage and a desperate need to understand. Lily, I called, voice cracking like thin ice. She appeared in the doorway, auburn hair mussed, expression guarded. What's this? I held up her phone, Evan's messages still burning on the screen. Her face drained of color, eyes wide, lips parting as if to speak, but finding no words. The silence was deafening, a void where trust used to live. I can explain, she finally whispered, voice barely audible, like a breeze before a storm. It's not what you think. Her eyes flickered with guilt, fear, maybe regret. I wanted to believe her, to cling to the love we'd built over 3 years, the late-night talks, the shared dreams of a house by the lake, the ring I placed on her finger 6 months ago. Then explain, I said, voice low, trembling with a fury I barely recognized. Explain why you're texting another man about a baby you claim is mine. She sank into the armchair, hands twisting in her lap. It was a mistake, she said, fragile like glass about to shatter. Evan and it just happened. I didn't mean for it to go this far. Each word pierced the fragile hope I'd been holding on to. How long? I asked, throat tight. She looked away, silence louder than any confession. Months, she admitted finally, voice breaking. But I love you, Nate. I swear I do. Love. The word felt hollow, a cruel echo of what we'd had. I stood, pacing. The walls closed in, suffocating me. The scent of her lavender perfume lingered, once comforting, now stifling. So, why the text? I demanded, stopping to face her. Why tell me I'm on the hook for a child that might not even be mine? Her eyes filled with tears, but I didn't soften. Not anymore. I panicked, she said. Evan, he doesn't want this. I thought you'd stay, that you'd raise his kid, pay for your betrayal. My voice rose, raw, jagged, the anger spilling out like blood from a wound. She flinched, but I couldn't stop. You thought I'd just accept it after everything? Memories flashed, our first date, her laughter, the way she curled into me during thunderstorms, promises we made. All lies now, or so it felt. She stood, reaching for me, but I stepped back. The distance between us had grown into a chasm. I didn't mean to hurt you, she sobbed. I was scared. I still want us. Her words were a plea, but they rang false, like a song out of tune. I shook my head, chest tight with grief and rage. You don't get to decide that anymore, I said, voice steady, cold. You broke us. The day unraveled in fragments, her packing a bag, tearful apologies, the slam of the door as she left. I sat alone, apartment 2 quiet, the weight of her betrayal sinking deeper. Then my phone buzzed again. Another text, this time from an unknown number. Nate, it's Evan. We need to talk. My blood ran cold. What more could there be? I hesitated, then typed back. Where? The cafe on 5th. 1 hour. The cafe was crowded. Clatter of dishes, murmur of voices, stark against the storm inside me. Evan sat in a corner booth, face pale, eyes shadowed. Not the villain I'd imagined, just a man flawed and nervous. It's not what you think, he said before I could speak. Voice low, urgent. Lily lied to both of us. My heart stuttered. What? I whispered. She told me you two were over, Evan said. That you'd agreed to separate. I didn't know about the engagement until last week. His words hit like a freight train, shattering the narrative I'd built. The baby, he continued, voice breaking. She says it's mine, but she's been dodging a paternity test. I think she's playing us both. The world tilted. Lily, the woman I'd loved, wasn't just unfaithful. She was a manipulator, weaving lies to trap us both. I thought of her tears, her pleas, and felt a sickening clarity. She hadn't just betrayed me, she'd orchestrated a game, gambling with our lives. What do we do? I asked, voice hollow. The fight drained out of me. Evan met my gaze, eyes reflecting my exhaustion. We find the truth, he said. Together. I nodded, a fragile alliance born from shared betrayal. As I left the cafe, the city's pulse felt distant. My heart was heavy, but resolute. Lily's lies had unraveled us, but they wouldn't define us. Not anymore.